So today I thought I would do a video that has been requested by some of the viewers that is a little personal to me, and that is and has been kind of my weight loss journey. And weight loss for me has always been a little bit of a struggle, all the way from childhood all the way up through adulthood and all of those types of things. I've always been a yo-yo dieter or yo-yo with my weight. It's been up and it's down, and I'm sure a lot of you can kind of be familiar with that type of life or things that go on. Sorry if I'm distracted, my cat's walking around the room, but so I just thought I would kind of talk to you a little bit about what I've been doing over the last year and what I have done in the past that has worked and what hasn't worked and all of those types of things. And these are just things for myself that have and haven't worked. And some of it is, my own personal, hey, I didn't commit to this. I wasn't true to myself and true to the diet. And so just kind of going back about 10 years, more than that, about 18 years or so, I was at my heaviest weight I had ever been in my entire life. I was, I know a lot of people might feel like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's sharing this information. But for me, the information that I'm sharing is just numbers to me. And it doesn't matter what my number is, although I have obsessed over that in the past. To me today, my numbers are not as important to me. It's how do I feel in my clothes? How do I feel when I walk out the door? What makes me happy? And I don't care about that number on the scale. Obviously, I want it to be lower, but it's not always going to be lower. And I realize that. And it's taken me a long time to get there to realize that. But anyway, when I originally started about 18 years ago with really paying attention to my dieting, I was pushing the scales at 300 pounds. At that time, 18 years ago, I was 5'10", so I am a bit taller, so taller people can carry weight, but not that much weight. I mean, pushing the scales at almost 300 pounds, that's a lot of weight, and I was miserable. I didn't look good, I didn't feel good, I didn't care about when I walked out of the house what I looked like or anything like that, because I was just miserable. I didn't feel good. So I started my journey on weight loss at that point in time, and I started doing Weight Watchers, and I had great success with Weight Watchers. I lost over 100 pounds on the Weight Watchers platform, and that was over a course of a year or more, and I felt really good. I was at the place where I was like, okay, I think I can do this on my own. I still had weight that I wanted to lose, but I felt like, okay, I can do this on my own. So I stopped attending the Weight Watchers meetings, and back then it was always meetings. It's not how they do it on the mobile app and virtually and that kind of thing now. But I stopped attending those and thinking I could do it on my own, which I did for a while. And then I fell off, and then for a while I was like, okay, I'm just staying at this weight. But then I really got into a fitness routine with a community program that's local here, and I really enjoyed it. I was having so much fun. I would cycle over to where they were putting on the exercise program. I'd do the exercise program. I'd come home and cycle home. So I was getting a ton of activity in, and I was losing weight like crazy. And then one morning I just woke up and I said, I'm going to do a sprint triathlon. Why not? So I started training for the sprint triathlon, and I completed it. And at that point, I was eating healthy, I was exercising, I felt really good, I was doing great. I completed 2 half marathons during that period of time, and was really feeling good. And then I had an injury, which happens, and it was kind of set me back. It kind of put me back into that, like, oh, I don't know, like I just can't do it, or I'm not interested in it anymore. I just kind of gave up on myself mentally to push myself forward. So a few years go by and I start packing on weight again, and I wasn't very happy with the fact that I was, packing on the weight. I was over the 200-pound mark again, and it was really frustrating for me because I had been below 200. I was actually always running right around 160 to 170 pounds. I fluctuate 10 pounds very easily. I can fluctuate 10 pounds within a couple of weeks, but then it, goes up and down. So I was always at like 160, 170 when I was working out really heavily and eating right and doing all the right things. And it still allowed me, with all that activity, it still allowed me to go out with girlfriends or go out to dinner and have those splurge meals. But then that injury happened, and I gave up on myself, quite honestly. And so that was challenging. And so I pushed over the 200 mark again. And not only did I push over the 200 mark, but I pushed over the 250 mark. And I got to 254. And at that point I was like, no, this is not happening to me again. I'm not doing this again. And so it was a little over, about a little over a year ago now. I started this body challenge, and I usually need something that's structured around me, is what I have found. And so I started this body challenge, and I dropped about 15 pounds through this 6-week challenge, which was really good. I mean, you were eating healthy, you were exercising 3 times a week, and to lose that, it was really good. But I still was like, okay, I just want to get down lower. I want to, at that time, I'm still focusing on the number of the scale, and it was frustrating for me. So after that challenge, I decided, you know what, I'm going to try keto. It's structured, I can do this. And so I did. I did keto for about 6 months, and I lost 45 pounds. I was very successful on it. The challenge for me came when it was the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all of those holidays where it's so food focused. Everything, it seems like everything we do is so food focused. And I struggled. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna not do keto through the holidays, and then I am going to jump right back on it after the holidays. Well, that didn't happen. And my weight started creeping up again. And I thought, oh, please, I can't have this happen. And so after the first of the year, I hired a personal trainer to help me because I knew I needed to incorporate the fitness in with the eating. And so I started with the personal trainer. I also have, I had the injury that I had before. It still is not completely healed, probably never will be healed. So I had to learn ways to work around that injury. And so the personal trainer was tremendously helpful for me. And what he did to move me forward and start to see changes was amazing. Now, I wasn't seeing changes on the scale, but I was seeing so many changes within the way that my clothes fit, and the comments that you guys were making, that you could tell that I was losing weight. Well, I was probably losing inches and not weight at that point. I seemed to have a struggle with trying to get the fitness and the eating put together at the same time. It's like I can do really well on one and not really well on the other. So I've been trying to figure that out. So we, as a family, my husband and myself, Franchise Kicks, he also has his own channel. Many of you know that, but those that haven't seen his channel, definitely go out and check out his channel. He does all kinds of different things. But anyway, we decided that we were going to work together to try to lose the weight, be the support system for one another. We both need to lose weight, and so why not work together to do that? So what we did is he joined the gym that I attend, and then we both joined Nutrisystem. And we're working on Nutrisystem right now. This is the start of week number 3. So the first week is like this fast track, very strict foods that you can eat. You don't get any other food other than the Nutrisystem food. And then week 2, you start with the Nutrisystem food, and then you incorporate other normal foods into the diet so that you can begin to learn how to cook for yourself, understand portion sizes, and what have you. So since I've started that, the day that I started the diet, I was at 219.6. This morning, when I got on the scale, I was at 210.5. So this is the start of week number 3. So within a 2-week period, I have lost 9 full pounds, which I'm very happy with. I've got a long journey to go. I still have quite a bit of weight that I'd like to lose, but I also understand that I want my clothes to fit better. I want to get back into those clothes that have been sitting in a tote for 3 years or what have you, and be able to wear those. Okay, maybe I need to be honest with myself. I may never wear those clothes again, but to be able to put them on, because I'm going to want to probably go out and buy new clothes myself. It's a girl thing, I guess. I don't know. There's just something about going into the store and picking up a size, 6 or 8 or 10 and being able to slide that on, or whatever size it is that, you is smaller than where you are, and it makes you feel good because you're like, yes, I put that on. But just to get back to the clothes that I had originally been able to wear, and they fit comfortably, and they were fun clothes to wear and everything. So that's kind of my end goal. I don't have a number in mind as far as what that number looks like. If I can get my fitness, the results through the fitness, and it's not necessarily the number that's on the scale, I'm perfectly happy with that. So that's just a little bit about my journey so far. I may do some additional videos in the future to kind of talk to you about where I am in my journey. I'm not afraid to talk about the struggles that I have as far as the weight loss and where I'm at, because it's not sunshine and roses, and it's not easy, especially when you're going out and you're trying to figure out, okay, what do I eat at a restaurant? How do I order this? Or I'm at an event and the only thing that's there is pizza. I've had that happen so many times, and it's like, okay, how do I personally make this happen? And I get, you get, at least for me, when I've been at events and I'm like, oh, I'm going to pass on that. And you kind of get that, oh, I can't believe you're going to pass on that. Aren't you going to eat? You need to eat, blah, blah, blah. And just being able to respond to that and be like, I'm okay, but thank you. I appreciate it. Those are hard situations, because you kind of get that peer pressure that they don't even really know that they're peer pressuring you. And so that can be a challenge, but just being strong and being prepared for those kind of situations, I think is going to help me, but believe me, it's going to be a challenge. So anyway, that is my journey as far as the weight loss has been so far over the past 18 years or so. Definitely as a kid, I was a heavier set kid and hadn't figured out the whole dieting thing, or how I was supposed to be eating or anything. I kind of grew up in that environment of you eat everything on your plate, and so trying to find my way out of that and changing that mindset has taken me many, many years. Not that there was anything wrong with the way that was done. It's just I have to find that way to change my mindset. So anyway, if you have questions, please feel free to comment in the comment box below. I'm happy to share any information with you. Obviously, I'm not afraid to share numbers with you, and I'm not a weight loss advisor. This is just my own personal journey, and what's worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. So I definitely appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this video or want to see other videos, please subscribe. You can also make comments below as to other videos that you would maybe like to see. As I mentioned, this kind of came out of some of the comments that you as the viewers had recommended or suggested, and so I thought I would just do this video, and if there's other things you'd like to see, I'm happy to see what I can do for you. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate all the views. Take care.